everyone, welcome back to another Shiny Bright Doggo video. Today we are in our living room, which is all decorated for Christmas. We love to show you guys every year how we decorate. If you're new to the channel, I'm Janine, behind the camera is Laura, and we have been collecting vintage Christmas for about 7 years now. Can't believe it's been that long. And we love to share it with you guys and show you how we find it, how we display with it, and sometimes pass it along to you guys. And today we are going to show our, I guess, living room. Just the living room? Our living room full of our vintage Christmas decorations.
I'm Laura, and like Janine said, we've been collecting for nearly 7 years. We find these things at estate sales, garage sales, flea markets, at the thrift store. Amazing treasures that have been left behind for collectors like us to find. And I'd say what we have behind us is about 50% of the collection. So we have a lot more than this, but we pulled out our favorite pieces today to decorate with. We're going to show you our favorite finds, maybe some of our rarest and most collectible finds, and just give you a little bit of information about the world of vintage Christmas.
What better way to start off the video this year than with the Christmas tree? This Christmas tree is new this year. We just got it a couple weeks ago, and believe it or not, it was already pre-lit with white lights, which we don't really decorate with, and we cut off 700 white lights and replaced them with all of these multicolor lights, but we absolutely love it. This year we chose to mix up the tree with glass ornaments and elves and all the stuff that we love, and some of our favorite ornaments are on the tree.
We have a lot of glass ornaments like this one with the indent. As you can see, it goes really deep. These are ornaments that are probably some of the oldest on the tree. They are typically from the late 40s through to the 60s, early 70s. They're all hand blown, and they are just so popular now. We found, I'd say, like, what, Janine, 95% of these at estate sales, I would say.
Even the thrift store.
The thrift store too, yeah, and they're just beautiful. They have these amazing colors that you just can't match today. And this like glittery looking stuff is actually a natural material called mica. It's a stone, and that was used before plastic glitter was mass produced. We love them. They're quite a treasure, and they're definitely something that just bring life to the tree. But beyond that, we have some little friends hidden in the branches, as you guys can see. We love decorating the tree with little elves, little Santas. These little felted and plastic friends are mainly from the 60s into the 70s. All these ornaments and I'd say elves and Santas were mainly made in Japan and Hong Kong. Japan in the 50s and 60s, and then Hong Kong in the 70s. So if you're out thrifting and you're looking for genuine vintage Christmas ornaments and decorations, you always want to look for things that are marked Japan or Hong Kong. I think she's a really great example of the quality and craftsmanship in some of these ornaments that you just don't see today. If you take a look at her, like her little face is made out of a stocking material, all her glitter was hand applied, and these little wings have this nice netting over it that was also handmade. One thing that I love about the vintage Christmas and why we decorate it is because it just has such quality, care, and attention to detail. And like they were literally all handmade, and it's just something you can't get today in modern decorations. One of the questions that we get asked a lot is like, what are some of our favorite decorations, or what is our favorite decoration? And it's so hard to choose. Honestly, I don't have a favorite, but in today's video, we're gonna try to pick out a few of our favorites and show you guys. One of mine happens to be on the tray. I decorate with these every year. It's these little pipe cleaner Santas. This one happens to be in a martini glass, on the phone, giving Mrs. Claus a ring because he drank too much of his holiday wassail. They came in a variety of different ones, and like there's no maker on these. They're marked Hong Kong. I don't know if they were a kit, but they have ones of Santa in front of the clock. There are ones of Santa in a rocking chair. I recently scored one on Whatnot. It's Artist Santa. I am obsessed with these little Santas. They're one of my absolute favorite things. I'm always on the lookout for them year round. That's something that we always tell folks to do, is like look year round. You never know when that vintage Christmas find is going to pop up on eBay or at the thrift store. And maybe the only thing on our tree that is not vintage is our tree topper. This came from Target about what, 2 years ago? A year or two ago?
2-3 years ago. We really love it, and I think it really fits the vintage vibe. Over here we have a collection of plastic Christmas decor. We have a blow mold back there. It's made by Empire. It is the most cutest snowman ever. It has a pink little hat and pink buttons. I love it. And we also have some Rosbro candy containers here. These are classic.
This little snowman here is a Rosbro. These are classic, right from the 1950s and 60s. If I can move him over slightly, you can see his little back has a hole to hold lollipops back in the day. They made a lot of these plastic toys that you would find in the 5 and 10s in the 50s and 60s, and they are just so fun and nostalgic.
I think this is the first year that we're displaying this tree, at least displaying it with the light on. I can't believe I found this at the Goodwill bins.
That is wild, Janine. What a find.
It was at the Goodwill bins. It was in the bin. It was under stuff, but it wasn't broken. I could not believe it. And it works.
It is so amazing. And this, I can't believe it wasn't broken because it's made out of paper and like cardboard. And those little stars have little like cellophane paper behind them. So to find that at the Goodwill bins was a wild find.
And at night, the stars reflect, and it's so pretty, and we think that it fits really nicely with our gnomes and snowmen here.
They are so sweet. So these are all of our little cotton spun and putz figures. They're called cotton spun because the snowman like this has a little cotton spun head. These are from Japan, 1950s. They are so sweet, and a lot of times people would decorate with these putz houses. They're made of cardboard. And there's just, again, so much attention to detail. Like, look at these little guys. Look at their outfits. This one has little mushrooms on the side of him. So amazing.
And they're amongst some of our favorite bottle brush trees in their little bottle brush tree forest.
Yep, these little trees here are so nice. I'm going to just pull this one out because this is one of my favorites. Yeah, this I think came from an estate sale. It's not marked, but truly is vintage. It's got that chunky glitter, glass ornaments, and it's pink. You can't tell, but it's pink because of all that glitter on top of it. So nice. I love finding the trees because they give a lot of nice vertical interest to a display. It looks really good. Janine did this whole shelf this year. I see, Janine, here on the bottom you put our plastic rainbow Santas.
Yes, I love them. They're one of my favorite pieces in the collection, and I have to display with them every year.
They're so cool. They're holding their little Santa workshop tools. We like to stick this big guy in the display every year. He looks really good in this corner next to the tree, I think. And we found him at an estate sale. He's this big stuffed animal Rudolph. I'm not going to pull him out because he likes to tip over, but he's a big one. He's probably from the 70s. Look how sweet he looks next to the tree. This year I had to make some really tough decisions. I'm displaying with maybe like 40% of the ceramics collection. So I pulled out my absolute favorites here. And actually this year I mixed it up with some other figures. I decorated this shelf this year and I like how it turned out. I have some of my favorite bigger pieces on the top, like this angel. She's so sweet. I love when you come across anything that's vintage Christmas and pink instead of red and green. It's a little bit harder to find. And she actually turns and plays music. She's really, really nice.
She's adorable. We
have Santa up here, big Santa, and I put my absolute favorite ceramics over here. This one I absolutely love. Little cowboy Santa on his stagecoach with his reindeers. A lot of these ceramics came in sets of 2s or 3s. These little angels here were a set of 3, so I'm still on the lookout for my 3rd. But that's sort of what's fun about collecting vintage Christmas, is that you're always constantly on the lookout for completing your collection. And this little guy here, I just want to talk about because I think I haven't displayed with them yet. They're this really sweet salt and pepper Noel snowman set. And I think they're made by Lipper and Man. Yeah, there's a little sticker right there. These are really rare. I've never seen them before. They sit on this little bench. How cute.
They're really sweet.
This unassuming flocked candle is one of my favorite new finds from this year. When I saw them in an estate sale, I was like, this is perfect because I have so many candle holders that are ceramic that I don't have a candle to put in. How nice is that? This shelf has some of my favorite ceramics. I guess all of these ceramics are my favorite ceramics.
And then if you took out the other 60% that you didn't decorate, they are also your favorite ceramics.
That's right. I've been collecting these. I've got the majority of them on eBay in like 2018, 2019, and the rest I found in estate sales. I like decorating the spaces with these little presents. These are really sweet.
They're cute.
You know, I find them a lot at estate sales. People leave them behind, not really thinking they're much of anything. But once you get
There's
a bunch of them,
something to you.
They really are. And once you get a bunch of them together, I think they look really sweet and nice. They were originally package ties or ornaments. They have wires on the back. Oh. If there's one thing I love, it's Holt Howard ceramics. And this shelf has the best of the best. We have our starry-eyed Holt Howards here. They're the only 3 pieces we have in the collection, but boy, do I love them. I love them. They have such a mid-century look to them, a charm that you just can't replicate today. They are my prized possessions. I should take out insurance on them. And then we've got SS Noel is also a Holt Howard. We've got Holt Howards in the back. Holt Howard was a manufacturer from the 50s through to the 60s, and they just made the most incredible Christmas pieces. I love them. I have a few more in the collection, but I pulled out my absolute favorites here today to show you guys. And I'm always on the lookout for more. We get a lot of questions about these two right here. These are our Napco long neck deers. Oh my gosh, her little necklace. I found this one at a thrift store for $5 a few years ago. Then Janine completed the set with this amazing little girl deer. I think you found her on eBay, right? Mm-hmm. And she has her original necklace.
She was listed as a cat. So I know a lot of people are looking for her. Search a cat because maybe someone thinks that she is a cat. She doesn't have any antlers or anything. And a lot of mid-century cats have those long necks and stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you're on the lookout for her, maybe search Napco cat ceramic.
Napco long neck ceramic. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a really good hint, Janine, or a tip rather. They're fantastic. They're quite large too. Look how big they are. We put our little elves here. We love the knee hugger elves. We have quite a collection of them. Oh my goodness. These are made in Japan. Usually they have a little Japan sticker on the back, and they just look so fun tucked into a basket all together.
Yeah, we don't have elf on a shelf here. We have elves in a basket.
That's right. And I finished the shelf off with a few little ceramics and Mr. and Mrs. Claus kissing behind the basket. I think this came out really good this year, Janine.
Some of you may have noticed that we did find these recently. Little snowman. And on the other side, the little Santa. And right in the middle, we have added one of the new little Santas. We found those recently at the thrift store, and we have added a couple into the collection.
We're sitting on the floor.
Cozy. We have this blow mold. I want to tell a story about it.
We have a lot of blow molds.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories about them too. This Santa blow mold has a little bit of a story and a little bit of lore to him. I, many years ago, was working at Goodwill, and he was on the floor. And I was like, oh my goodness, I really want to buy him. And you obviously couldn't buy it while you were, like, during working hours.
That was just the policy.
That was just the policy. I think it's a policy at most stores. I don't know. And so I was like, Mom, can you come to Goodwill?
Need to come.
Please, and pick up this Santa blow mold. She was like, yeah, sure. I'll come and I'll get him. But I was like, oh my gosh, someone's going to buy him. Surely someone's going to buy him in like the 40 minutes that she's going to take to come over here. She wasn't coming. She wasn't going to just hop in the car and come right away. She had some stuff to do. And no one did. No one bought him.
Wow.
And I think that's like so wild because now this would not last like
a minute on the floor.
A minute at a Goodwill.
Do you remember how much he was?
I think he was $4.99.
That's a Christmas miracle.
It is. It is.
He's so great. I love his rosy little cheeks. And like Janine said, we have a lot of blow molds. We found them at thrift stores in the trash.
Yeah, we found a lot of our blow molds garbage picking. So if you are in an area where people put out a lot of bulk trash, maybe just take a drive around. You might find some of your favorite blow molds. I want to jump back to the elves for a second. I didn't show you guys, but I feel the need to show you how big this one is. This is my favorite style of elf. They came in a lot of different faces. We'll show you a metallic one in a few minutes, but this one is my favorite. Look how big he is, and look at his cute little face. I think this one has, don't tell the other ones, but I think this one and his little red friend over there, the big one, have the cutest little faces out of all of the elves. Oh no, I think they all heard you. Oh no. No, I know, because their ears are so big, yeah. They might have. But how sweet. And let me show you. You pull out their little legs. Whoa, he's as tall as me. These are really collectible. They came in lots of varieties. These are more common, but they came in metallic outfits, patterned outfits, which are more collectible and rare. They are just so amazing. We always decorate our TV, and we always have our vintage Sears wish book from 1992. Like to occasionally take this out and take a look. But anyway, let me show you what is on the TV stand. The TV is a nice place to hold more of our collection. This year we did a mix of things. We have this blow mold, which I also think we never displayed with. This is from an estate sale, crazy estate sale. We got to make a playlist of our craziest finds, and then you guys can see how we found some of our most amazing vintage Christmas. This is a metallic
elf like I was mentioning. See his little metallic outfit? How cool is he? We got some ceramics, another plastic Rosbro-like bank. This is another crazy find right here, the ceramic. Remember this, Janine? This was a thrift store find. I think I paid no more than $3. It is a left-in, and it's incredible. Wow. It's so fun to collect these things too, because not only do you have the piece that you're collecting, you have all the memories of how you found them that go along with them. And so some of my most favorite memories are attached to these finds, and it'll be memories with Janine that I'll always remember. So that's part of the fun of collecting. This is the first year we put some like die cuts on the wall to sort of tie in both ends of the living room.
I really like it.
I like it too. I love this.
We haven't done it.
I don't know what we were thinking, but I love this foil banner up here. This is from the 70s. Got it recently at a yard sale, ironically. I don't say ironically, but I mean like interestingly. We don't come across a lot of yard sales with vintage Christmas, so that was a cool find. We have our die cuts here. These all came from estate sales. And vintage Christmas die cuts are just so amazing. All hand drawn and illustrated by artists. And Janine's going to tell us a little bit about this framed piece right here.
We have this framed poem, I guess, right? The Visit from St. Nicholas. This came from, well, for us, it came from an estate sale. And I think it's so cool. But originally it came from a department store called what? Litton's?
Litton's? I think we looked it up. It's like near Chicago or in Chicago. Was. I don't know if it's still a department store.
If any of you have ever visited or visited it in the past, let us know. But we love this. We love the artwork on it. Obviously, we love the story. And it's one of our favorite things to hang up on the wall during Christmas. And we are going to eventually get a better frame for it.
Yeah.
This is just what we have in the moment. And I want to get it professionally framed because I think it would look amazing.
Yeah. So glad that somebody kept this for years and years. And we found 2 of them in an estate sale, actually.
Yeah, they were folded up on a random table. Unfolded them and I was like, oh wow, this is cool.
Amazing. Living in a smaller apartment, it's so hard to pick which items we decorate with each year, but we try to swap it out and show a variety of some of our most favorite pieces. We're waiting for the day when we can pull out everything and decorate our entire house. Hopefully it comes soon, because we have probably enough to decorate 2 or 3 houses. I just wanted to share this inflatable Santa. He's one of my most favorite pieces. I have a few inflatable Santas. This one's the biggest, or one of the biggest, but he has a leak in him somewhere. So unfortunately, I blow him up and he eventually topples over. So I gotta get around to finding that and trying to patch it, but I still like to blow him up every year and take a look at him. We hope you guys enjoyed coming in and seeing what we have set up for Christmas this year, showing you some of our favorite pieces, and we hope you all have a lovely, safe, and wonderful happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.